This breakdown was sponsored by Swiftpoint.
Europe has won everything. Every single major since the 2017 Invitational. Every Pro League final except Year 1 Season 3. Whether it be Junctis, Penta, Heintz, G2, Empire, or NaVi, it's clear that the European side of Siege is truly the best a man can get. It's a path of domination led mostly by Pengu, as the man has been on more premier event winning squads than any other person in the Pro League umbrella. And if only because G2 squeaked into this year's Invitational by getting their rotting corpse dragged in by ESL, then he'll have a chance to go for it again. The odds are stacked in Europe's favor here. The region has more chances than any other region with 5 participating teams: G2 Esports, Nautis Fincer, Rogue, BDS Esports, and Team Empire. All 5 teams are in various rankings in Pro League Season 11 after the first half split. So, wait, I feel like I need to do something first. Oh, wait, shoot.
Look, it's a Swiftpoint Z, the mouse from the future. You thought it was okay to just have 2 macro buttons? What year are you living in, 1993? It's got 2 thumb macros, 2 index buttons, 2 normal clicks, 2 top clicks, 2 trigger buttons that work in 2 totally different ways, an actual functioning scroll wheel, unlike my last mouse, an LED panel, an RGB thing, it's got tilt controls built in, even has a heavy click feature, and everything on this bad boy is programmable inside the driver. Please don't think I'm reading this off the script. I know all of this by heart, and I'm not reading this verbatim. Thanks a lot to Swiftpoint for sending me one of these. I desperately needed a new mouse, and I think I've been converted. You can grab one of these for yourself at the link in the video description, and please don't hate me for doing an ad spot. Filming that whole thing with one hand was a mistake.
Let's kick this off by talking about the winners of the last major, Team Empire. Scyther, Shepard, Dan, Joystick, and Karzeka haven't needed to do much since claiming victory at Raleigh, since the winner of the last major automatically secures their spot in the next one. I would argue that there's still a heavy favorite for the Invitational, and their performance since then really backs it up. 4th place overall in Season 10 was a hiccup, but then they claimed victory at the Russian Major League in November, and right now they sit in 2nd place in Season 11 through the first half. Winning the major means they've not had to play any minors or worry about other ways to qualify. For them, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Team doesn't have any roster moves since April 2019, they're looking good, they're still top tier in Europe, and until they're proven otherwise, they're still the best team in the world. They're looking for that World Championship victory that they didn't get at last year's Invitational. And come on, how would you not want to give Dan a world title? Look at this man smile. Why would you deprive this man of a sledgehammer? For Empire, it's simple. There's not much to talk about. With everyone else in EU, though, oh boy, does it get whacked. NaVi has been on a roller coaster, not just because of their recent successes, but also a player getting banned and then a pretty sharp decline afterward. They were doing really well through Season 10, and then, unexpectedly, Dowie gets banned.
Permanently suspended for toxic behavior?
Team calls in Pi as a substitute while ESL worked out the details and then kept him on when it was confirmed that Dowie would have to stay banned for 6 months. Rainbow Six and a 6-month ban. I don't like shitty puns. So this confirms that the roster for Invite will be Pi, Kendrew, Saves, Citizen, and Nello. They entered the Pro League Season 10 finals in Japan as the #1 seed coming out of Europe by plowing through the standings in the last couple of playdays to make the event. And then they won the whole thing. From Challenger League to Champions in just the span of 3 months. It was a pretty cool story. And then in Season 11, they've bombed hard. Of any European team at Invite, NaVi has the lowest Season 11 standing in 6th place and only 2 wins. In a documentary related to their Invitational bootcamp, the players mentioned that they might have been taking their Pro League victory for granted and acknowledged that things were kind of feeling off-kilter, but on land, they're historically a great team. Add 2 ESL Premiership victories to their resume next to their Pro League one, and you've got a team that's only ever looked like a winner on stage. Except Dowie. He probably got stuck in a tree again. Playing alongside NaVi in Group B is a team I continue to think is still in North America, Rogue. The NA org with a lot of history opted to completely swap regions after their first team was relegated by snagging the old Giants gaming roster. Hicks, Rise, Corey, and Asus grabbed Rips earlier this month and stormed up the Pro League rankings to the top of Europe, which is a position that they've been in now for essentially the past year. They were 2nd at Season 10, made the quarterfinals of the Raleigh Major, got beat by Airwolf both at the Tokoname finals and also were the winners of the Six French League back in November. This is a team that's been good at everything except winning big events for what feels like ages now. Strong lineup, a phenomenal online record that for all that is holy gets so scared every time they're at a premier tournament that they lose every time they're on stage. Corey, you know that's a fact. You can't get angry at me for saying it. I know you're watching. Let that sink in. I don't care how good they've been in Pro League. If they don't have a PL final or a major that doesn't go past the quarterfinals, then they kind of bad. Am I wrong? Okay, when I was writing the script, I didn't have a good segue to stop talking about Rogue. So now we have to talk about BDS.
That's it. BDS takes it.
I'm not saying it. This is a team that made it through the BYOC qualifier for DreamHack Montreal and placed third at that minor before even getting to Challenger League. Once they did, they got first rounded at OGA, despite what my prediction was.
BDS takes it.
No! Then had to barrel their way through the EU Invite qualifier to punch their ticket to land. The team is RX, Shaiko, Renshiro, and Raphael, and also would have been Panix were it not for him getting unceremoniously dumped before Season 11 even started. Hashtag we stand Panix. Since then, they've been playing with Lems, who's on loan from Team Secret, and near as I can tell, he'll be suiting up with them in Montreal as well. But now that we've had more time to spend with them and watch them play, BDS looks like a team that can throw a mean punch, but doesn't really know where it's gonna land. They're in 5th place in EU Pro League right now, and I'll question whether dropping Panix was the right move until the end of time. Hashtag we stand Panix. Get your Curb Your Enthusiasm music button ready, because the way I see it, they're either gonna be a mid-tier team in their group or hot garbage.
That's a hot take, because you didn't think I would bash BDS, did ya? Do you think I owe loyalty to anyone? I can change this meme anytime I want. As far as I'm concerned, Wildcard takes it.
Sorry, I think I just had a stroke. There's one more team left to talk about. A team I've already covered extensively, who've been the subject of a lot of confusion. Confusing roster changes, big name players, and been bouncing up and down the Pro League standings this year alone. And you people seemingly can't get enough of me calling them bad, so you can call me bad. You know who I'm talking about. It's Team Vitality. The team of Jonas, Ravon, KS, and Alfama made history in December by being the first EU team to sign a North American player. Jarvis hasn't been on a Pro League team since getting the boot from TSM last year, but let's be real, he looks really good in yellow. They've won the ESL India Series as well as the Alienware Japan Championship play-in only 2 days ago, and earlier in the year made it to the quarterfinals of DreamHack Rotterdam. They haven't qualified through a minor, but through a private ESL tournament in conjunction with FACEIT to decide who truly deserves the direct invite spot. I'd argue they were a better team before they kicked Flynn for Jarvis, but if you have trouble shooting guns in Rainbow, then I guess it makes sense. G2 Esports are back to defend their title. Pengu, Fabian, Cantor-Raketi, and Uno now have Sir Boss for company as they enter yet another invitational, even if this time they didn't qualify through conventional methods. Contrary to past majors where they've auto-qualified by winning the previous one, they've had quite the path to make it back. They've had chances at DreamHack Montreal, 2 chances at Pro League Season 10, 1 more through land at the OGA pit, and 1 more qualifier chance through the online playoffs. And every time they've fallen short. I've said this multiple times now. I hope you can see the pain in my face. Yes, it's difficult to contest their worthiness of this direct invite compared to a lot of other teams in a similar position, but I don't care about the invite anymore. Now, all I care about is seeing how they'll perform. In this case, making a player swap for Sir Boss over Cryan just 2 weeks away from defending their championship is a baffling move to me. If it works, it works. Cool. But at this stage, I'm the opposite of convinced that it was the right call. Them currently sitting in 4th place in EUPL doesn't do anything to alleviate my shaky feelings, but what do you care? I'm a clearly biased North American fangirl who hates G2's guts. Why would anything that I ever say make sense? You think my word is worth something?
BDS takes it.
Stop! For the final time this week before the event kicks off, here's my ranking. Whether you agree or disagree with my opinions or not, I hope you at least found these videos informative to help you grasp where all 16 participants stand before the invitational begins. I welcome any comments, disagreements, arguments, or justifications, so please feel free to talk about it below, but do keep your conversation civil. We're all human, we all have opinions, and I totally respect your right to be wrong in public. See if I give a shit. The big predictions video for the 6th Invitational will either release tomorrow or Wednesday before the start of the group stage, which again is on Friday, February the 7th. If you're not hyped for the biggest event of the year, then get hyped, because I'm gonna be there and I can't wait to see all of you. Hit up my Twitter, my Twitch, and this YouTube channel for ongoing coverage of the Invitational, and I hope you and yours have a good one. See you later. Peace!